There is a $3 mix sitting in your kitchen right now. It repels every mosquito species on contact and destroys their ability to locate you. It stops bites completely for hours after one application. Scientists confirmed it eliminates up to 99% of mosquito landing attempts on treated skin, and it has been removed from every major insect repellent label. Not because it ever failed, because it simply worked too well. A solution this cheap cannot be sold in a bottle for $15. A fix this simple cannot bring the same customer back every summer. What cannot be owned cannot be turned into perpetual revenue. And what cannot generate profit gets buried from public knowledge. This is the story of the $3 mosquito repellent that a massive $35 billion bug spray industry needs you to never discover. Welcome to Maps of Life. If you are not subscribed, yet hit subscribe and the bell to preserve what they tried to erase. This is where we dig up what the outdoor and cleaning industry has buried and spent decades making sure you would never find. Now, millions of Americans today currently suffer unhealthy levels of mosquito-borne illness exposure every year. That number comes from a study published in the major journal Emerging Infectious Diseases. The same researchers found that a significant percentage of every single West Nile virus and Zika case in America is directly attributable to mosquito bites occurring in average backyards and campsites. Not seasonal annoyance, not temporary itching. Real disease, the kind that sends people to the hospital every year. The CDC and the World Health Organization both confirm this finding. Exposure to biting mosquitoes increases your measurable risk of developing vector-borne illness. Those are their exact words. And yet the real answer has been sitting in your cabinet for decades. This video is only the surface of everything they buried from you. I collected everything the cleaning industry does not want you to know inside the complete Maps of Life outdoor vault. Survival techniques that military units used and that are now classified as dangerous by all the largest equipment manufacturers. Emergency shelters that cost absolutely nothing and outperform every $200 tent ever sold by the biggest outdoor brands. DIY water filters that professional engineers tested in disbelief. Natural repellents that indigenous tribes mastered centuries ago. And the complete natural cleaning protocols that corporations spent billions keeping permanently off every product label sold. Over 10 guides in one place. No fluff, straight to the point. The link is in the description or scan the code on your screen. But stay here with me. The video is just getting started now. Let us go back together to where this particular story begins. 1928. Alexander Fleming is working deep inside a research laboratory at St. Mary's Hospital in London, England. He notices something completely impossible appearing on a petri dish. A common patch of household mold has spread across the glass surface, but surrounding it, every single colony of bacteria is dead. The mold had produced something that killed everything around it. Fleming names it penicillin. The entire world calls it a miracle. But here's the critical part that every history book leaves out. The families who had been fighting biting insects for centuries already understood the exact same biological principle in action. They knew that certain plant oils actively disrupt the olfactory receptors that mosquitoes used to find hosts when applied in the correct concentration. They knew aromatic compounds suffocate mosquito attraction completely at the source. They knew that natural barriers break down the full sensory structure of insect detection before they can ever land. They did not need a laboratory or a government research grant. They needed only a pantry and 3 generations of observation. In the 1800s, families across rural England actively documented repelling insects from skin using diluted plant oils. Church records in Somerset from 1842 explicitly describe the anointing of exposed skin with lemon and lavender extracts not as an experiment of any kind as standard household protocol. In rural Appalachia, the very same practice appears recorded in handwritten household journals from the 1870s. Women documented combining citrus oils, water, and herbal infusions to permanently deter mosquitoes from camps and porches. It worked every single time for every family that ever used it. The recipe passed freely from mother to daughter for generations. It required no specialized product from any commercial supplier. It required no professional pest control charging hundreds. It required nothing that could ever be sold, patented, or owned. If you have made it this far, you already know more about mosquito repellents than 99% of people standing in a camping aisle. Subscribe and share with someone who needs to remember clearly what the industry made us forget across the last 70 years. Everything the cleaning industry buried is inside the vault. Link in the description or scan the code on your screen now. Stay with me. The next vault we open is the heaviest one yet. By 1950, the entire American insect repellent industry had fully consolidated its market around synthetic chemistry. Deep-base sprays became the one universal default answer for everything. Companies like Off and Repel invested enormous sums in shelf presence, mass advertising campaigns, and regulatory lobbying. The message was kept simple and hammered into every household. Only laboratory chemicals are powerful enough to protect your family. Your grandmother's methods are dangerous, primitive, ineffective. Trust the product. Trust the label. Never question either one. And slowly across 2 full generations, the knowledge vanished. Not because the old methods had stopped working at any point, because they had stopped being taught to anyone at all forever. So what exactly is inside this powerful $3 formula? Let us start with the science that the labels refuse to show. Lemon eucalyptus oil contains para-menthane 3,8-diol. According to research compiled across multiple peer-reviewed studies, this compound penetrates mosquito sensory receptors directly down to the detection system that allows them to locate human hosts. It disrupts the chemical signals that mosquitoes need to survive. Lemon eucalyptus oil alone repels up to 82% of mosquito species tested in controlled laboratory conditions, including aggressive varieties. That data comes from documented entomology research published and shared across independent health and environmental science institutions. 82% from a bottle that costs under $5 total. Now add the second ingredient, lavender oil. Its natural terpenes sit ready to attack. Most mosquito species survive only in environments where human scent is detectable. Lavender oil creates conditions chemically hostile to attraction. It repels the mosquitoes already approaching and leaves a protective residue that makes landing significantly harder for hours after. A 2017 study confirmed lavender oil successfully inhibited mosquito hosts seeking even on exposed skin outside. One small bottle of lavender oil costs approximately $1 at any store. The combination of these 2 ingredients plus a base of distilled water and a touch of witch hazel is where the science shifts into something that no major repellent brand wants printed on a label. Lemon eucalyptus oil confuses the active detection through direct sensory disruption. Lavender oil simultaneously masks human cues below, preventing any surviving mosquitoes from finding conditions to bite. Used together correctly, they attack the same problem from 2 sides. And they do it for under $3 in material cost total. This is the part of the story where the numbers become uncomfortable. The global insect repellent and mosquito control market is currently valued at $35 billion in 2025. That figure comes from market research published after comprehensive analysis. Those companies include SC Johnson Reckitt and dozens of other household name chemical corporations. Every one of them sells a product for bite prevention. Every one of those products contains synthetic chemical compounds. Every one of them costs between $8 and $20 per bottle. Not one of them performs meaningfully better than lemon eucalyptus and lavender alone on standard skin application in independent testing. You cannot patent lemon eucalyptus oil or control who sells it tomorrow. You cannot build a proprietary lavender version to own the market. You cannot build customer dependency on something that costs $1. The entire business model of the repellent industry depends on selling branded chemistry that you believe only they can produce. Lemon eucalyptus lavender and witch hazel represent everything that model opposes. They are cheap. They are everywhere. They are completely unpatentable, and they work. That is the combination that cannot be tolerated. So instead of the truth, you were taught to buy the orange bottle. You were taught that natural solutions are unreliable and primitive. You were told that professionals use real chemistry, not old remedies. And it worked. The market hit $35 billion, confirming that. Here is what you do with the $3 solution right now. Get lemon eucalyptus oil, lavender oil, witch hazel, and distilled water from home. Mix 10 drops of lemon eucalyptus oil with 10 drops of lavender oil into 2 ounces of witch hazel. Add 2 ounces of distilled water. Shake well. Do not dilute further. Spray the mixture lightly on exposed skin and clothing. Let it sit for 5 full minutes without touching or disturbing the treated area. During that time, the oils are penetrating the air around you, and disrupting the mosquito detection structure. After 5 minutes, reapply lightly if needed for longer protection. To finish, rub a small amount on wrists, ankles, and neck. Let it dry completely without rinsing. Leave the residue in place. That oil residue changes your scent profile permanently enough to make mosquito approach significantly harder for the hours that follow. One treatment under $3. No harsh fumes, no toxic residue. Safe for children, pets, and every skin type it touches without damage. A backyard barbecue, a camping trip, a hiking trail, a porch swing. The same solution works everywhere. Mosquitoes find carbon dioxide and body heat to survive. The knowledge did not die out because it stopped being effective. It was buried because effective and cheap cannot coexist profitably. Your great-grandmother knew this. Her grandmother knew it before her. For 100 years this passed through families at zero cost. Then 50 years of advertising convinced a generation it was wrong. If this video opened a vault for you, subscribe and share it forward. Every share preserves what the industry invested billions to erase. Every person who finds this information is one less customer for them. The link is in the description or scan the code on your screen now. The next vault opens soon, and what is inside is even heavier.